Remember the wet out board? I had no idea what Richard was doing when he was layering all that up. Well, it turns out that before I got there, he'd measured and cut the fiberglass so that he could lay it out on the wet out board, sometimes overlapped how he needed it, so that he could pick it up off the pile in reverse order, think about that, and just put it on in the right order onto the locker. It's amazing.
But I've measured them and I know exactly where they need to sit. Pressing that down, making sure there's no air bubbles in it, and it's sitting down. But this is, see how the fibres are wanting to pop up all the time, Sue? In these corners? That's what the peel play helps to hold down, with the red stripe in it. And that red stripe's there, so you know that it's on there, so it's, you know that it has to come off, whereas there are cheaper brands without the colour in it, and it's been known that it's been left on, and that creates a very big failure for if it's left in there. The next layers won't stick because it'll want to peel the whole lot off.
This process is called a wet-on-wet chemical bond, and the chemical reaction started back on the wet-out board.
And once you start spreading it around, if you leave it in a mass, it will cure a lot faster because it does a process called exotherming. Basically microwaves itself in a big mass. There's areas within these areas that needs to be strong, and those are where masts are connected, keels connected, rudders are connected. Corners like this where there's a bit connecting the boat hardware where a winch goes on, we'll add more reinforcing to those areas. These three-way corners are a little bit of a nuisance to work out, but once the fibres are wet, they do slide around and you can manipulate them into position. Right, 2 layers of gloves, because I've been handling them. I don't want to get my tools all really sticky. I'll take a couple of new gloves and prep myself for the next round. Pro tip. It's all pro tips. I've got we call them a metal roller. So that's designed to break fibres down, to absorb the resin a bit better, and also press the air bubbles out. Yeah, this here, that's actually an air bubble in there. Okay, so it's small, but you can see how I'm shifting it around now. Oh, yeah. Okay, now it's probably being held up by layers underneath, which means I might need to get more resin in there. And you can see all the stitching is sitting up on it. Once the peel plate goes down on it and it wets it down, all that sits flat, and that would have all had stitching on it here, where the peel plates come off. Boat cat, you're not very good at the sanding or the fiberglass in the way, mate. Keep the rodents away, but yeah, I think he gets them out of here and takes them down to the house and lets them go down there. Right, buddy. I got to carry on.